Welcome to this very special edition of the Blue Room today. My name's Matt Jones. I'm down here at the Bramley Moore dock site where Everton are going to announce the new stadium. Very exciting day. You see the iconic clock tower over on my left shoulder there. And to the right we've got these fantastic views of the city of Liverpool as well. Later on I'll be joined by Downie and Paddy Boyland. Just our little chat about this momentous day for Everton Football Club. Here I am, joined by Paddy Boyland, Downie. Lads, it's happened. It's finally here, the day. Everton have announced they're going to be building a new stadium down here at Bramley Moore dock. Dave, can you just give us a little bit of overview first of some of the details that have been announced?
Yeah, so it's going to be obviously a joint project between Everton, Peel Holdings and the council. I think the sort of general gist of it is it's going to be around a 30-year loan repayment from the club, which ultimately the council will make have to hear from. So I think it's important to emphasise from their side of things that they get a lot out of this. I think a lot of mud will be slung and has been slung towards the council for how this benefits the city basically. I mean, obviously we know the tangible benefits of it are going to be infrastructure, jobs, money. The economical side is going to be a massive benefit to the city. So a momentous day, like you say, and it's one that I never thought I'd see as an Evertonian, certainly, and given the three failed bids that we've had in the past, I never thought I'd see this day.
What's your initial reaction to it, Paddy?
Well, overwhelmingly positive, really. As David said, I think there was a feeling of pessimism among some of the fan base. Were we ever going to get a move away from Goodison? The big game changer, of course, is Farhad Moshiri coming in and effectively being a guarantor for the money. We know that now, obviously, Everton are cash flush. They're able to produce a project on this site, and I'm just looking out now, and there's loads of abandoned warehouses. It's a brownfield site that's in real need of development, and it's fantastic, not just for Everton, but I think for the city as well, more than anything else, that this is going to be developed on, and hopefully we'll be standing in where we are now, state-of-the-art facility.
It is all very exciting. I think we have got fantastic views to the city on the right-hand side here. How would you describe the area, Dave? I imagine a lot of people who are watching this have never been down here before. What kind of sense do you get from it down here?
It's something that's in need of desperate repair and regeneration, isn't it? I mean, if you look at the buildings behind the shop that we've got at the moment, I mean, it's quite derelict, really. I mean, you look at this area of the city in particular, damaged by the war. If you look at it now, nothing really much has been done since. So, I mean, it'll be huge for the area. I mean, obviously there's no sort of residential implications really. There's obviously a few businesses. There's one behind us here as well. And a lot of people kicking off about small boats not being able to make it to Wales. I don't know what the implications will be for that. You might have to find another stream of water to get to go. But yeah, I mean, it's desperately needed of some sort of do-up round here. A lick of paint just won't do the job, will it? So we'll have to come up like a big £350 million stadium in to help it.
I think actually being down here, Paddy, the city is sort of tantalisingly close, isn't it?
It is.
If you stand here now, you can see the line of buildings, you can see all the big towers in town, and I think that kind of keeping Everton in the heart of the city, on the banks of the Mersey, and kind of linking this North Liverpool area to the rest of town is going to be crucial.
This is it, isn't it? I mean, I know a lot of people will be sad to leave Goodison Park, but what we've got to stress is that in a sense we're moving even closer to our roots. We've got the song on the banks of the Royal Blue Mersey. That's where we are now, isn't it? And as you say, tantalisingly close to the city, a wonderful skyline to look out on, and I couldn't really think of a much better location, to be honest. I mean, obviously we missed out on the King's Dock many years ago, but I mean, this is just as good.
I think the other crucial thing, Dave, as well, is that everybody seems to be pointing in the same direction on this. I think in the past we've had resistance from different parts, maybe the council, maybe the tenants of the land. But here we've got Peel, who are keen to do it, Everton who are keen to do it, and obviously the City Council are keen to do it as well. And it's felt as though there's a momentum building behind it now, and I think that's ultimately been what's crucial to this getting the go-ahead in the end.
Absolutely, because for all the world, you want to move whatever you like, and I think that's where Everton have come in the past, is when they've said their intention is to move Goodison, safety certificate talk and all that about what Goodison's like, and let's face it, as much as we all love it, it's not fit for purpose anymore. I mean, as much as the fantastic things they've done with it, in terms of the extra stuff, the cladding around the ground and all that sort of thing, really impressive for the ground that it is. But ultimately it can't last forever, and you know, that moves you on to another topic, doesn't it, in terms of Dan Mice, the architect, and the whole project. I mean, it's imperative that we get this right. We don't make it a soulless ball like the Olympic Stadium. Manchester City have struggled, well, certainly to fill it Etihad, and I think there's a little bit of a transition period for them. And for the Southampton, they struggled when they moved to their new ground. There's plenty of examples of how they want to do this, and it's important that each and every one of them is taken into account. Everything from the name of the roads, naming of the railway station, naming of the grounds, what sort of, you know, statues, everything like that needs to be fully scrutinised before they push the button to go. But it's tremendously exciting to think the opportunities that presents in terms of what we're going to see. We're going to see, obviously, a tribute to Howard Kendall, Alex Young, all of our legends, finding a proper place and having space to accommodate all of that sort of thing. That's what excites me.
Yeah, and I think, although there's a great deal of excitement today, Paddy, and everyone's looking to the future, and it's fantastic, I have to admit, when the announcement came out, the realisation of leaving Goodison did dawn on me a little bit, and I got a bit of a pang in my stomach. I think that's something that's going to be really, really difficult for a lot of Evertonians, isn't it?
I think every Evertonian, like you, will probably be playing over memories of Goodison in their head today and thinking ahead to that moment when we finally leave. But I think the thing we have to keep on stressing is the fact that this is progression, and this is what we absolutely have to do to make that next step. Goodison just can't be redeveloped. There are loads of issues with that, and we keep saying the need, I guess, to make sure Everton are able to compete financially. This will allow us to do that, won't it? And just going back to this idea of keeping the heritage of the club and the traditions, there are features here that will need to be kept as part of the World UNESCO site. So I think we'll still have the tower that needs to be kept, and I think the entrance as well. So that's quite unique in combining the old with the new. I imagine it's going to be like a state-of-the-art facility. But also we have to keep Goodison's intimidating atmosphere. Teams don't like coming to Goodison at the moment. And I've been very encouraged by what Dan Mice, the architect, has said on Twitter when he's having his exchanges. He's been really inclusive, and I think it's been fascinating. He's spoken about the need for steep stands, keeping the heritage, making it intimidating. And if they get that right, then and maybe learn the lessons from the likes of your West Hams and even to a lesser extent Arsenal, because I think if you go to the Emirates, you're never guaranteed a particularly vociferous atmosphere, are you? There are loads of bad examples to use, but it seems like Everton are learning those lessons, and this is coming at just the right time for them.
I feel like as though, well, Dave, the club's fan base are kind of preparing for this. I feel as though we've all been kind of mentally preparing for a while now. We've had our ups and downs in terms of the stadium, but I feel as though, while it is a tiny little bit bittersweet, the fan base is ready to move forward and ready to go into this new stadium.
Yeah, I think the realisation dawned upon us not so long ago actually that this is the only way forward to compete with big boys like Paddy said. You know, there's a united will for all of us to sort of kick on. And, you know, you look at the rigmarole that went on around Kirby and how the vote was split. You know, there was a lot of conjecture that went along with that sort of thing. So with this, it very much feels like it's a massive majority of fans that are behind us. In fact, I don't think I've spoken to one who, certainly not a legitimate Evertonian, who would say that he wouldn't want to come here. So, you know, it's a fantastic place to be, and I just wonder what life would be like in the interim, though, before we actually come here.
Well, the ball's going to finish on, do you think? The supporters kind of cherish Goodison Park now, because I think that there's been times in the past couple of seasons where we have kind of gone through the motions of games, the atmosphere's not been particularly great. Do you think this announcement will kind of be a catalyst for an upturn in atmosphere for the remaining games that we have at Goodison Park? Yeah, definitely. I think supporters now will re-evaluate their relationships with Goodison Park, and that should mean that we start to get back to where we were a few years ago, where I think back to the 2004-05 season where we qualified for the Champions League, and there were loads of games along that run where the atmosphere was just incredible. We've maybe lost that a bit in recent years. It's still there for your big games, but when you're playing West Brom at home at 3 o'clock on a Saturday, maybe it's not quite the same. So now that we know we're leaving Goodison, I think supporters will cherish it that bit more, and that, as you say, and that should make sure the atmosphere is just fantastic.
Yeah, completely echo what you just said there, Paddy. I think it'll be an interesting dynamic, certainly at the derby for the few lucky souls that are allowed to get into Anfield, by the way.
I'll be there.
It'll be interesting to see if anyone comes up with any creative banners and flags and stuff like that. It'll be quite fun. But in terms of home games, listen, we've set the tone in 2017 for how we play on the pitch. That's only going to help the atmosphere. You're completely right, Matt. I think the last few years under Roberto Martinez, and certainly I think it's something that, you know, it's indicative of modern day football. Atmospheres at home games aren't great at all. It's the away ones are sort of cherished for atmosphere. It'll be interesting to see how that develops now with the fact that we all know that this is going to happen. It's uncharted territory for all of us, and the excitement it's palpable now, isn't it? And it's amazing that we've got something we can sort of actually touch and see and come and visit. And I mean, I know it's not the greatest place to look at, is it? But you know, I'll probably spend the rest of my days here.
It will be, won't it? But anyway, thanks to the lads for joining us today to come down here to talk about Everton's new stadium. The sun's just peeking through quite firmly, lads, that on this fantastic site the stadium's going to be. Be sure to check out the website. We've got loads of content on there, lots of podcasts about the stadium announcement. We're probably going to go and pint in the Bramley Moore pub. We'll see you later.